Most engines out there are like Tinder dates. They look good at first, maybe even give you a thrill, but before long, they're knocking, leaking, or ghosting you completely. But then, there are the legends. The freaks of engineering nature that just won't quit. The kind of engines that survive bad gas, skipped oil changes, and owners who think a service manual is just a fancy coaster. Today we're diving into 15 motorcycle engines so reliable, they might just outlive you. These are bulletproof singles, twins, fours, and even six-cylinders that have earned cult status for one reason: they refuse to die. Some of them powered record-breaking speed machines. Others were workhorses that crossed continents on nothing but duct tape and prayers. Stick around, because a few of these engines are hiding in bikes you can still buy cheap. And if you've ever wanted a ride that laughs in the face of abuse, you'll want to know about them. Before we kick this off, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future deep dives into machines that make motorcycling more than just a hobby. It's a way of life. Number 15. Honda CB750 SOHC inline-4. If there's such a thing as the engine that started it all, this is it. Back in 1969, Honda unleashed the CB750 with its 736cc inline-4, and the motorcycle world was never the same. Before this bike, four-cylinder engines were exotic, expensive, and reserved for race machines or boutique builds. Honda changed that overnight by mass-producing a smooth, powerful, and affordable inline-4, and in the process, they invented the superbike era. But here's the kicker: it wasn't just revolutionary, it was nearly unkillable. Riders have pushed these engines past 100,000 miles with nothing more than oil changes and valve checks. Even decades-old barn finds can be often coaxed back to life with a carb cleaning and fresh battery. Sure, it's not the fastest on this list, but in terms of reliability and influence, the CB750's SOHC inline-4 is unmatched. It didn't just run strong, it set the bar for every inline-4 that followed. This isn't just an engine, it's motorcycling's first true immortal. Number 14. Suzuki SV650 645cc V-twin. Some engines are flashy, some are complicated. And then there's the SV650 645cc V-twin. Perfectly balanced between fun and reliability, which is why riders practically worship it. Launched in the late 90s, this liquid-cooled 90-degree twin didn't just power a motorcycle, it built a following. It delivered real-world torque, smooth delivery, and an engine that could take abuse without complaint. We're talking 100,000 plus miles on the clock with little more than oil changes and valve checks. Frames rust, plastics crack, suspensions sag, but that V-twin just keeps pulling. And here's the kicker: the SV650 has been everything to everyone. Daily commuter, beginner's first bike, track day toy, even the heart of custom builds. Naked, faired, or raced, it's the same bulletproof motor at the core. It may not win a drag race, but when it comes to fun, affordability, and stone-cold reliability, the SV650's V-twin is the gold standard. Number 13. Honda Goldwing GL 1800 Flat 6. If engines had resumes, the Goldwing's Flat 6 would need a binder. Introduced in 2001, the 1832cc horizontally opposed 6 has carried riders across continents without breaking a sweat. This thing doesn't just run, it glides. Smooth as butter, torque everywhere, and built to chew up highway miles until you forget what a gas station looks like. Riders report 200,000 to 300,000 miles on original engines, with some pushing 500,000 before serious work. Its secret? Overbuilt internals, liquid cooling, fuel injection, and Honda's obsession with refinement. The Flat 6 layout keeps vibration low and balance perfect, even with a passenger, luggage, or a trailer hitched behind you. It's not built for wheelies or drag races, but if your idea of adventure is crossing states in comfort while the bike barely tries, the GL 1800 Flat 6 is king. It's more than reliable, it's a mechanical promise. You'll get there no matter how far there is. And hey, if you're enjoying this countdown so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and share this video with your riding buddies. And let me know in the comments, how many miles have you seen on a Goldwing before it finally gave up? Number 12. Kawasaki KLR 650 651cc Single. If the Goldwing Flat 6 is a cruise ship, the Kawasaki KLR 650 651cc Single is a tank rolling through the jungle. Launched in 1987, this liquid-cooled thumper barely changed for decades, and that's exactly why people love it. Kawasaki built it simple, overbuilt the parts that mattered, and basically said, "Go ride around the world. We'll see you when you get back." Adventure riders have flogged these engines across South America, deserts, mountains, even the Arctic Circle. Owners joke about measuring oil use in miles per quart, because the KLR burns a little but never stops thumping. It's not flashy and it won't win races, but if your idea of fun is bad roads, bad gas, and no backup plan, the KLR Single is as close to apocalypse-proof as it gets. Number 11. Yamaha R1 Crossplane Inline-4. Some engines growl, some scream. The Yamaha R1's 998cc Crossplane Inline-4, it snarls like a MotoGP bike that escaped the paddock. When Yamaha introduced the Crossplane crank in 2009, riders were floored. Instead of the usual inline-4 wail, it delivered a deep, uneven rumble straight out of Rossi's garage. But it wasn't just sound. The design gave smoother torque delivery, insane traction, and corner exit power that felt telepathic. Here's the kicker. Despite being a high-strung leader bike engine, it's shockingly reliable. Owners have put 60,000 to 100,000 miles on them with only routine maintenance. Forged internals, precise fueling, and Yamaha's race engineering mean it can handle abuse that would scatter lesser engines across the tarmac. Yes, it's a performance machine, but the fact it holds up under track days, canyon thrashing, and commuting makes it one of the most impressive modern engines ever built. Number 10. BMW R1150 Boxer Twin. If engines had personalities, the BMW R1150's 1130cc Boxer Twin would be that unshakable old friend who never loses his cool. Launched in the early 2000s, this air and oil-cooled flat twin powered the R1150 GS, RT, and other heavy hitters. It wasn't flashy, it was dependable. Low center of gravity, shaft drive instead of a messy chain, and valve covers you can adjust with basic tools. This engine became a legend for one reason: it doesn't quit. Riders have pushed them past 250,000 miles with little more than oil changes and valve checks. Ewan McGregor and Charlie Borman even trusted it to haul them around the world in the long way round, through rivers, deserts, and Siberian wastelands. It's not going to set lap records, but if you want an engine to carry you, your gear, and maybe your dreams across continents, the R1150 Boxer is as close to bulletproof as it gets. Quick pit stop. If you're enjoying this countdown, do me a favor. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with your riding crew. And I want to know, have you ever ridden a BMW Boxer, and how many miles did you put on it before it even thought about slowing down? Drop it in the comments below. Number 9. Triumph Bonneville Parallel Twin. Few engines carry as much cultural weight as the Triumph Bonneville Parallel Twin. Since the 1950s, it's been the soundtrack of cafe racers, desert sleds, and weekend warriors who wanted to look cool blasting down country roads. The original 650cc and 750cc twins had charm and leaks. But the modern 865cc and 900cc versions, rock solid, air and oil cooled, or liquid cool in newer models, and built to rack up serious mileage. Riders routinely report 60,000 plus miles with little more than basic maintenance. What makes it special isn't just reliability, it's character. The Parallel Twin delivers torque right where you want it, with a smooth classic thrum that never gets old. And unlike high-strung sport bike mills, it's equally happy chugging through traffic or cruising back roads all weekend. The Bonneville Twin might not break records, but it's a timeless, dependable workhorse. Proof that simplicity and soul are the real keys to longevity. Number 8. Suzuki DR650 Single. If there's an engine that laughs at planned obsolescence, it's the Suzuki DR650 644cc air-cooled single. Suzuki rolled this out in 1990, and here's the wild part. they haven't really changed it in over 30 years. Why? Because they nailed it first try. This thumper is pure toughness. No liquid cooling, no fancy electronics, just a big piston, a carburetor, and an attitude. Adventure riders love abusing it. Cross-continental trips, jungle trails, desert crossings, you name it, the DR has survived it. Owners brag about hitting 100,000 miles with little more than oil and valve checks. It's not fast or flashy, but it will drag you through the apocalypse and fire up the next morning. That's why so many riders call it their ride or die. Number 7. Yamaha FJR 1300 inline-4. If James Bond ever ditched the Aston Martin for two wheels, he'd probably ride something powered by the Yamaha FJR 1300's engine. This 1,298cc inline-4 is elegant, refined, and deceptively fast, yet underneath the tuxedo is a bare-knuckle brawler. Launched in 2001, the FJR's liquid-cooled DOHC4 makes about 145 horsepower and torque for effortless overtakes or cross-country runs. The real magic? It lasts. Riders and even police fleets have clocked 300,000 kilometers and beyond with nothing but oil and valve checks. It's also paired to a shaft drive, which means no greasy chains or endless adjustments. Just twist and go. Whether commuting, touring, or even doing an iron butt ride, the FJR's engine shrugs it off. It proves you don't need to trade longevity for performance. You can have both and look good doing it. If you're enjoying this breakdown of bulletproof engines, make sure to subscribe, smash that like button, and share this video with a friend who loves bikes. And let me know in the comments, if you could ride anywhere with no fear of your engine quitting, where would you go? Number 6. Honda XR 650L air-cooled single. If you want an engine basically allergic to dying, look no further than the Honda XR 650L's 644cc air-cooled single. Introduced in 1993 and barely changed since, this thumper is simplicity perfected. Big piston, carburetor, and air cooling. No liquid system to fail, no electronics to fry, just a low-tech, high-survival motor. Riders have flogged these engines through deserts, jungles, and backwoods, piling on 80,000 to 100,000 miles without opening the cases. Need to wrench? A couple tools and shade will do. The XR 650L's engine isn't fast or refined, but it's built to keep running when nothing else will. If the world ended tomorrow, this is the motor you'd want between your legs. Number 5. Suzuki Hayabusa 1340cc inline-4. If reliability had a need for speed, it would look a lot like the Hayabusa's 1340cc inline-4. First unleashed in 1999, this engine didn't just push boundaries, it smashed them. With nearly 190 horsepower and torque that pulls like a freight train, the Busa rewrote the book on production bikes. But here's the twist. It's not just fast, it's built to last. Owners regularly rack up 200,000 kilometers or more on stock engines with nothing but routine maintenance. Tuners bolt on turbochargers pushing 300 plus horsepower, and the internals laugh it off. Drag racers thrash them, long-distance riders tour continents, and the motor just keeps coming back for more. Smooth, durable, and brutally powerful, the Hayabusa inline-4 proves you can have insane performance and tank-like reliability. 2 decades later, it's still one of the most respected engines ever made. Number 4. Honda Africa Twin CRF 1000L Parallel Twin. Some engines are born for smooth highways. The Africa Twin's 998 Parallel Twin was born to laugh at dirt, bad fuel, and impossible terrain. Introduced in 2016, this liquid-cooled twin delivers around 94 horsepower with a torque curve that kicks in early, perfect for off-road climbs, sand, and technical trails. It's also built with survival in mind. Honda added a NOx sensor so it can handle low-quality gas, and it's paired with their optional DCT dual-clutch transmission, which shifts smoother than most riders ever could. Adventure riders have racked up 200,000 plus kilometers on these engines without major repairs, and it's been tested everywhere from the Andes to the Australian outback. Water crossing? Fine. Heat, mud, or rocky trails? No problem. The Africa Twins engine might not scream like a sport bike, but when it comes to taking abuse and still delivering, it's the loyal sidekick you want on any adventure. Number 3. Suzuki Bandit 1200 Inline-4. If the phrase "built like a tank" ever applied to a motorcycle engine, it's the Suzuki Bandit 1200's 1157cc Inline-4. Born in the mid-90s and derived from the mighty GSX R1100 block, this air and oil-cooled bruiser was tuned for the street. The result? A mountain of torque, about 100 to 115 horsepower depending on the year, and an engine that feels unstoppable no matter how hard you twist the throttle. Owners love it because it's basically indestructible. There are bandits out there with 200,000 plus kilometers still hauling riders to work, on trips, or even through quarter-mile runs at the strip. Turbo kits? No problem. Endless wheelies? Sure. The internals just shrug it off. It doesn't have electronic trickery, it doesn't have refined manners, it's just raw muscular power with a reliability streak that makes it a cult icon. The Bandit 1200's engine might be old school, but it's proof that sometimes simple and overbuilt is the ultimate recipe for longevity. Number 2. Kawasaki ZX6R 636 Inline-4. Middleweight sport bikes usually have one job: go fast. Longevity isn't part of the sales pitch, but Kawasaki's ZX6R 636 engine rewrote that script. This 636cc Inline-4 first showed up in 2003 as the Cheater Supersport, giving riders just a little extra displacement for more torque. What nobody expected was how durable the engine would be. Riders flog these things on the street, hammer them on track days, bounce them off redline, and somehow the motor just shrugs it off. Plenty of ZX6Rs have gone 80,000 to 100,000 miles without ever needing major work. That's not normal for a supersport. Kawasaki overbuilt the internals, nailed the fueling, and created a motor that's as tough as it is fun. Sure, it's a razor-sharp sport bike engine, but unlike other middleweights that turn into ticking time bombs after years of abuse, the 636 just keeps pulling. For riders who want supersport thrills without the mechanical drama, this engine is the crown jewel of the class. Number 1. Kawasaki Z900 Inline-4. Sometimes, reliability legends take decades to build. Other times, a bike comes out swinging from day one. That's exactly what Kawasaki did with the Z900's 948cc Inline-4. Introduced in 2017, this liquid-cooled DOHC engine quickly earned a reputation for being both thrilling and unbreakable. With about 125 horsepower on tap, it's no slouch. But what really sets it apart is how smooth, flexible, and long-lived it is. Riders have piled on 80,000 plus miles already with nothing but oil, filters, and valve checks, and the engine barely feels broken in. Part of its toughness comes from Kawasaki's engineering roots. The Z900's motor borrows DNA from the ZX9R superbike, but is tuned for everyday usability. That means strong mid-range torque, forgiving power delivery, and internals that aren't constantly on edge of meltdown. It's also one of the most versatile engines on the road. Commuters, weekend canyon riders, and even stunt guys all thrash it in completely different ways. And it just keeps running. No quirks, no drama, no excuses. The Z900 Inline-4 might be a modern engine, but it's already proven itself worthy of joining the Reliability Hall of Fame. This is the kind of motor that'll carry Kawasaki's reputation for decades. So there you have it. 15 motorcycle engines that refuse to die. Now, which engine do you think deserves the crown for reliability? Did we miss one that's earned your respect? Drop your stories in the comments. I want to hear about the highest mileage bikes you've ever owned or ridden. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and share this video with a friend who's obsessed with bikes.